All right, today we're jumping headfirst into a really fascinating set of ideas. Ideas that suggest there's a hidden reality hiding right behind your own legal identity. And what's wild is that this entire super complex world is built on just one tiny little observation. Seriously, go grab your driver's license or look at a bank statement, anything official. You ever noticed how your name is almost always in all caps? Well, according to the materials we're looking at today, that's not just, a design choice. It's not a computer thing. It's a code. And that little code, well, that's the rabbit hole. It's the entry point into a whole belief system that completely flips the script on your relationship with the government, the courts, you name it. And it all starts by splitting your identity right down the middle.
Okay, so this is the absolute core of the whole idea. There's this massive distinction they make. On one side, you've got the living, breathing you, the flesh and blood person. Think John Henry Doe. But on the other side, that's the legal fiction, the artificial person that's represented by the all-caps name John Henry Doe. And get this, according to these sources, these are not the same thing, not at all. They're two totally separate entities that operate under completely different sets of rules.
Yeah, and here's a quote from one of their main books, Cracking the Code, that just lays it all out. It says, the moment your name gets written in all caps, and I'm quoting here, mutant strawman is created. So we're not just talking about a name, we're talking about a whole other legal thing.
So, okay, what is this straw man? What are they actually talking about? Well, the source material gives us a very, very specific definition.
Right, so according to them, the straw man isn't just some vague concept. No, it's an artificial person that has a trade name, and that trade name is your name, in all caps. The story goes that this whole thing is created when you get a birth certificate, which they see as a kind of registered security. And here's the kicker. They claim that governments, courts, corporations, they can only do business with this straw man. They can't legally interact with the real flesh and blood you. So here's how they say it all works. The government creates this straw man with your birth certificate. Then it opens up accounts in its name, like a social security account. But here's the problem. The straw man is just paper. It's a fiction. It can't pay its own bills, right? So that's where you come in. You, the real person, are unknowingly set up to be the surety, which is basically the person on the hook for all the straw man's debts and responsibilities.
Okay, but why? I mean, why would a system like this even be created?
Well, the sources have an answer for that, too. They've built this whole historical backstory to explain where it all came from. And it all boils down to national debt and bankruptcy. So let's walk through their version of history. It kicks off in 1871, where they claim the United States was secretly turned into a corporation. Fast forward to 1913, and the Federal Reserve Act supposedly gives control of all the money to private banks. But the real linchpin, the event that changed everything for them, is in 1933. A thing called House Joint Resolution 192 is seen as the moment the U.S. went bankrupt. And that changed everything about money and debt. And this is a really crucial point in their logic. They say that after 1933, it became impossible to actually pay a debt with something real, like gold. All you could do was discharge it. You were just passing around credit, which is what they believe Federal Reserve notes, dollar bills, really are. So in this worldview, every dollar in your pocket isn't real payment. It's just a debt instrument. So if that's the giant problem, that we're all just unknowingly paying the bills for these legal fictions, then what's the solution? Well, the source materials propose one, and they call it the redemption process. The whole point of this redemption process is to cut that cord. It's about breaking that legal assumption that says you and your straw man are one and the same, that you're responsible for it. It's a way to completely flip your status from being a debtor to something else.
And this quote really nails their whole perspective. Think about it. Every time you interact with the government, getting a driver's license, paying a ticket, even showing up for jury duty, they don't see that as your civic duty. They see it as you entering into a commercial contract. And by doing that, you're agreeing to be the backup for your straw man, which, in their words, makes you an economic slave.
So if life is basically a giant commercial game, then what's the rule book? According to them, it's something called the Uniform Commercial Code, or the UCC. And in this worldview, the UCC isn't just for, corporate law. They see it as the supreme law of the land governing literally everything. So the key to this whole redemption thing is to learn the UCC and use it to your advantage, to basically beat the system at its own game. All right, so how do you actually do this? What's the playbook? Well, followers are given a very specific set of steps to basically take control of their own straw man. It's a pretty wild legal strategy, actually.
Step 1, you, the living person, create a security agreement, a contract, with your strawman, the name in all caps. In that contract, you position yourself as the creditor and the strawman as the debtor. Then you file what's called a UCC-1 Financing Statement. This basically puts on public record that the strawman owes you. And by doing that, you're claiming you have a superior security interest in the strawman. You're essentially saying, this thing, it's my property.
Okay, so once you've made that legal claim, this one phrase becomes like a magic key. When a bill comes in the mail or court summons, followers are taught to write accepted for value on it. The theory is you're accepting the bill on behalf of the strawman and then discharging the debt by drawing on a supposed secret treasury account that's tied to it. The end goal? Settling the bill without a dime of your own money leaving your pocket.
Okay, handling bills in the mail is one thing, but what happens when that all-caps name gets called into a courtroom? What then? Well, yeah, they have a script for that too.
These phrases you see here, they're all designed for one single purpose: to drive a wedge between the living person standing in the courtroom and the defendant on the paper, the strawman. When you ask, do you have a claim against me, the flesh and blood man, you're basically challenging the court's authority over you personally. And trying to call something like the state of California to the witness stand, that's a move to prove their point that courts can only deal with other fictional entities, not with actual people.
So, as you can probably tell by now, this is way more than just a few legal tricks. It's a completely self-contained worldview. It's a whole new reality.
In this quote from the Redemption Manual, wow, it really captures the core philosophy, doesn't it? They see the everyday world we live in as a prison without bars. It's a mental trap, and they believe that the only way to escape is to understand the true nature of the system that has you locked in.
And that really is the ultimate goal here. It's all about transformation. The idea is that by taking control of your strawman and mastering these commercial codes, you can fundamentally change your status. You go from being a debitor who's on the hook for everything to a creditor who's in control. You stop being a subject and become a sovereign.
So this whole entire framework, this reality that's been built up, all starting from a simple observation about capital letters on your ID, it creates this incredibly detailed and, to its followers, totally consistent world. It provides answers for why things are the way they are, and it offers a path to what they see as true freedom. Which kind of leaves us with one last big question to chew on. What is the real power of a self-contained reality like this?